Evening all. Deep Eye here. So, it's finished at Molineux Stadium. Wolverhampton Wanderers 2, Arsenal 1. And I'm kind of lost for words, to be honest. I could easily say I don't know how we lost that game. But there are extenuating circumstances as to why we lost that game. It's really strange. It's a strange one. I don't think from a tactical point of view we did anything wrong. I actually thought we played quite well. There are probably people out there that will disagree with me, but I actually do think that we played quite well. It just wasn't our day today. Everything went wrong. Everything that could go wrong went wrong. However, for the first 45 minutes, for the first half, pretty much all of the first half, we were brilliant. We were dominant, we were assertive, we took our chances, to the point of where Saka had before I talk about Saka and the rest of the team, I should probably talk about the lineup, which was pretty much exactly what I predicted in my preview, that Saka would come back in and Aubameyang would be on the bench. Other than that, it was the same as Man United. So as I was saying, Saka literally had a chance within like the first few seconds, first 30 seconds or something like that. Hit the post. Then I can't remember what minute it was, but then we had a goal disallowed from Saka because Lacazette was in an offside position. Pepe also hit the bar or clipped the bar, and then shortly after that, Pepe, brilliant footwork and brilliant composure, took a shot from the right hand side, and goal 1-0, and we looked like we were cruising at that point. I have to admit, Wolves were growing back into the game at this point, but I'd say that we were still the better team. We still looked like we were gonna run away with it. I'd probably say the only criticism I had of most of the first half is that we didn't finish our dinner, so to speak. We should have been 2 or 3 up, and what followed wouldn't have really mattered. It's only because the match transpired the way it did that we're all annoyed right now. So we get to the 45-minute mark. The fourth official puts up that there's 2 minutes of added time. The 2 minutes are up. According to Ian Dark on commentary for BT Sport, the referee had his whistle to his lips ready to blow, and for some reason he let play continue to the point of where Willian Jose had a through ball, went through our defence, David Luiz chasing him, then all of a sudden Jose falls over and rolls into the advertising board, and the referee points to the spot, penalty. And you're thinking, from the naked eye, it looks like he may have tripped him. And it's like, and then you're immediately thinking, oh, fucking hell, David Luiz has done what he normally does. And he has these in him. He has these moments where he loses his man and then tries to recover and fails miserably and ends up giving away a set piece or a penalty kick in this case. Then they start showing the replays and they start showing VAR checking it. And it looks like David Luiz has tripped over his own feet. His knee has brushed against Jose's boot, and Jose's gone over. Now, when I first saw that, I thought he's dived, and I thought the VAR referees in Stockley Park would see that. But no, they don't. They carry on, and Pawson sends off David Luiz. Then at half-time, obviously they score. Wolves then score through Ruben Neves, and then at half time, when it goes back to the studio, I think it's Peter Horton is his name, the referee that they have. You know, in the nowadays in these things they have like a token referee. I don't know if Sky have one actually, but yeah, I know BT Sport always go to, when they think it's a contentious decision, they always go to the resident referee that sat in a little box somewhere, like fucking David Blaine when he was hung above London, to ask them, and they always seem to side with the referee because obviously they would. And he said, because he's clipped him, even if it's not, and because it's not intentional, it's dangerous, so therefore it's a red card. But if he'd actually gone for the tackle, he would have got away with a yellow. And it's kind of like, what? That's just confusing. It doesn't make any sense. But I'm not going to sit here and start slamming on the referees. We know they have problems. And like Arsene Wenger used to say, I forget which World Cup it was, but he said, why haven't any of the English referees been taken? Because they're shit, basically. That's the thing. We haven't had a decent referee since Howard Webb, in my opinion. It's just time and time again. And Mark Clattenburg was probably the last good referee we've had, to be fair. Yeah, like, it's just ridiculous. The officiating in this country is just insane. Like, players have spoken about it, managers have spoken about it, pundits have spoken about it, fans have spoken about it. Yeah, something's got to be done. There's a couple of years ago, I saw a video on Facebook of a referee that's considered the best referee in the world since Pierluigi Collina, some Australian guy. Go and get him. Go and get people like him to referee these Premier League games. Seriously. But anyway, so we come out in the second half. It's only 1-1. And I think we were playing well enough at the time to think that we could get back into it. But, you know, when the worst time to score... or the worst time to concede is normally before half time, and in this case, pretty much after the point where the halftime whistle should have been blown. But yeah, so we come out in the second half, trying to grow back into the game, just taking it slowly, and out of nowhere, João Moutinho gets an open space outside the box, takes a shot, and what a goal. Leno almost gets to it, but off the post in. 2-1 Wolves. And by this point, the game is like pretty much, you know, becoming a mountain to climb. But I think we still fought. I think we still fought well to try and get back into the game. And then, this is what I'm saying about Sod's Law. It was like Sod's Law, the football match, basically. Bernd Leno, on trying to catch a ball that had been put over to Adama Traore, decides to... I think what he tried to do was he tried to knock the ball with his chest. With the left-hand side of his chest, he tried to knock the ball down, or knock the ball away, but he ended up using his hands, or more of his hands than he wanted to. Outside the box, therefore obviously you get sent off for doing that. So he was sent off and we're down to 9 men, so it basically means that we have to take off, in this case, Partey, and we had to bring on Runarsson, and at that point the game was done. It was over, and our 7 game unbeaten streak is over, just like that. But this is football at the end of the day. This is kind of what happens. This is a sport of chance and randomness, and shit like this happens. And when the final whistle went, I was annoyed. I was pissed off, because I thought to myself, we have completely blown it. But there's not really much that the coaching staff or the players could have done. I thought up until Leno got sent off, we were still in it. And I think even up until the end, we were still in it. When there was a point literally at the 89th minute where Bellerin cut back in Wolves' penalty box, and if the defender wasn't there, Aubameyang would have been through, or would have had a tap in. So we could have got out of there with a point. And if you look at it in the context of things, we didn't capitulate, which is something in the past we would have done. They beat us on a world-class strike from João Moutinho at the end of the day. But I'm pissed off because it was really bad luck. And I've seen people on other football-based YouTube and stuff like that talking about how the knock-on effect to this is going to be the thing that we need to worry about, which is true. You know, now Leno is out for 3 games, which means Runason's going to come in unless Matty Ryan is fit, which it doesn't look likely at the moment. Tierney is still out. Luiz is now going to be out, but then again, that's not a huge problem because Gabriel will come back in, and today he did a job. He did okay. But yeah, the game against Villa is really important now. I never thought that like this was going to be a run to get into the top 4. I just wanted to see us get out of the bottom half of the table and start pushing at least for the Europa League places. That was unlikely as well, and it's even more unlikely now. I think anyone that thought that we were going to get top 4 this season is completely deluded. We've lost and drawn too many games this year to even consider top 4. And like I said the other night when I was doing the preview, like I'll repeat what Gary Neville said. I expect pain for Arsenal. We're going to have more nights like this, and you know maybe Arteta's going to be the manager when this all goes back to normal, or when we start kind of challenging again, or maybe he won't. I don't know. I'd like it to be that it is him because I don't want to get into a culture of changing managers. I don't want to be Chelsea. But yeah, it's I don't know. We've got a few days now until Saturday, until we go to Villa Park. But then again, they're flying at the moment, Aston Villa. And they've got some dangerous players in their team. Ollie Watkins, man, that guy. Such a sick striker. Ross Barkley, who can do a job on the day. Jack Grealish, who's probably, for me, the best playmaker in the Premier League. Well, behind Bruno Fernandes, probably like the second or third, or maybe joint second best, or best performing attacking midfielder in the league at the moment. Yeah, it's going to be difficult. And Villa Park is always a hard place to go. So, yeah, I am not looking forward to it. But, you know, we move on. And this is what football is at the end of the day. It's just a game of peaks and troughs. It's a game of, like, chance and randomness and just crazy shit happening. And this was one of those nights. It was just completely unlucky. No one can be blamed for this. And that's what I will say. I don't want to really see people... And I don't like it when I see people looking for somebody to blame, because there'll be people that'll be saying David Luiz shouldn't have done this, Arteta shouldn't have played David Luiz, Leno, this, that and the other, Runason, blah, blah, blah. No. Just take the L and move on. It was bad. It was a bad night, basically. And the other thing I'll say as well, which I'm not liking, is this, and yes, he's inexperienced, but is this constant... I don't know if the word is beration, but berating of Runason. Yes, the kid is inexperienced, and he made a few mistakes today by passing back Gabriel's pass back and then letting it go for a corner or a throw-in or whatever it was. But we need to back our players. He's a young kid. He's going to be thrown in now unless Matty Ryan's available, and he's going to be there for at least 3 games, which if he is going to be there, they are his next games will be Villa, obviously, then Leeds at home on Valentine's Day, and then Man City, and we know what happened the last time he played against Man City. Well, hopefully Leno won't be back by then, but hopefully Ryan is available. But at the same time, like, back him. We have to, at the end of the day. You can't be sitting there already saying, oh, he's going to cost us 9 points. He had a bad game in the Carabao Cup, and it was probably the wrong choice by Arteta to put him in there. But we have to back him. We have to back our players. The problem with this fan base is that we're very easy to point the finger at people and find someone to blame. But anyway, back the players. This is going to be a difficult period now, and we need to get through this. We need to get the main aim for this season now is to get as far as we can in the Europa League. God willing, we can try and win it, and get as high as we can in the league. That is the aim now, and start again next season. I think it was DT from AFTV that said this summer is the most important summer in Arsenal's history, because it's the first time we're gonna have possibly actually have money to buy, to reinvest, because we've got rid of a lot of players that are on high wages and that kind of thing. So this is going to be very, 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 very important. But yeah, I haven't even got onto the player ratings yet. Would I call that a rant? I don't know. But yeah, I went on a bit. Right, player ratings. So, Bernd Leno, 5. I give him a 5 because I think he didn't play badly up until he made that mistake. And I think he just had a lapse in concentration. And he's been exceptional for us this season so far. And he just had a moment of craziness because he was probably thinking damage limitation. I don't want to let in another goal. And he made a mistake. Again, I don't think he should be lambasted for it. But just because he did that, unfortunately, I'm going to have to mark it down. Bellerin, I'll give a 6. I thought he had a decent game. I think he was a lot better in this game than he was against Man United, but that kind of shows that he seems to be a lot better against weaker opposition. Holding, I'll also give a 6. I didn't really see anything exceptional that he did. It was just a standard performance. It's very hard to mark these players based on what happened, because I think after the second goal and after Leno got sent off, it just went flat, and we kept ourselves in the game as much as we could, but once Leno went off, it was kind of like, what can we do? Saka, I'll give a 7, just for that first 10-15 minutes alone. Partey, I'll give a 7 as well. He seemed to be winning every second ball. He keeps misplacing passes, which is kind of worrying. But I think that's also because he hasn't properly gelled into the team as well. So that might be the reason there. Xhaka, I'll give a 6. Again, I didn't really see any... I mean, for what he did, he was doing okay. But after everything that happened, he didn't really stand out for me. I think the most I was impressed with him is that he tried to support Aubameyang as much as he could. He was getting in the striker's position and he looked like he wanted to, regardless of the fact that we were 9 men down, he wanted to get us forward and equalising, basically. Smith Rowe, I'll give a 6. Didn't really see anything from him today. Yeah, I heard Martin Keown saying, Saka and Smith Rowe, and I was like, Smith Rowe hasn't really done anything. He got into good positions a few times, but I'd probably say this was it was like an average performance for me. Pepe, I'll give a 7. The goal was brilliant. I feel that he seems to be, I don't know what Arteta said to him or what the coaching staff have said to him, but he seems to be fighting for a lot more now. He seems to be getting in good positions. He seems to be holding onto the ball a lot better. So yeah, I'll give him a 7. Lacazette, I will give a 5. He didn't really do much when he was on, and obviously he got substituted at half time due to David Luiz being sent off. Runarsson, I'm going to give him a 5. He pulled off a few good saves, and based on the circumstances he came in, I think he did okay. Apart from he had 2 moments which I mentioned. One of them which I mentioned, where he knocked the ball out after it being passed back for him by Gabriel, and then in the last minute, I could see that Arteta was getting frustrated with him because he was like, he didn't know what to do. He was told to take the free kick, and then he sort of like panicked and was like, I don't know what to do. And then Arteta was like, just place the ball or something like that. Yeah, but I'll give him a 5. Gabriel, I'll give a 6. He came on and did a job. He pulled out a really good tackle at one point. And in general, yeah, I thought he was all right. I thought he was like just a little bit above average. Aubameyang, I'm going to give a 4. I saw on Twitter people saying that like Pepe should have gone off, and I kind of agree, because Aubameyang basically brought nothing, and I know that he's just come back off of like a family issue and that kind of thing, and he's just coming back. But that's the thing, like he just didn't offer anything. Apart from the half chance at the end, which maybe if he'd scored that I would have given him higher, but who knows. But yeah, he didn't really offer that much. Then in terms of the manager, I'm going to just give him a 7 because I felt sorry for him because everything went wrong today. I think the lineup was good. I think the tactics were good. I think we were on top of them until everything happened. So I can't mark the manager down today, and I don't give the referee a mark because I don't see the point, because they always make mistakes at some point. There's always something that they do wrong. Us as football fans know that we're always on at the referee, hence the chant, the referee is a W. Yeah, so that's it. We move to Villa Park on Saturday, early kick-off. Yeah, so thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for doing whatever it is you're doing. If you're new around here, if you're passing by and you like what I'm talking about, please give me a subscribe and a like. All that jazz. Follow me on the socials. And yeah, I will see you for the Aston Villa preview, which will probably be on Thursday. This is Deepai signing out. Stay safe, everyone.